Okay, this is me locking the door, heading for China. Here I am out on the mean streets of Kumatori, Izumisano. About 3/4 of the way to the train station. Got about 20 yards from the intersection closest to my house, and an empty taxi went flashing by. Couldn't get him, needless to say. Haven't seen one since then. So I shall be hoofing it on into the station. More later. Okay, in the distance there, Kumatori Station, where I will be catching the airport train. My favorite parking place. 500 yen, about $5 for an entire day. So if I do bring the car down here, like all discerning parkers, I park there. Trying to pan slowly, seeing nothing. Oh my, there's a rather familiar sight. Circle K. Coming on around 360. I'm about an hour and a half early to go to the airport. That's normal for me. Okay, and we be rolling. Okay, on the platform. Next train coming through is headed to Wakayama, not mine. Mine's the one after that, about 9 minutes later, to the airport. Here are the tracks. Off to the left is a side track, and there's another side track off to the right. This is a station where the expresses sometimes don't stop. And here comes the train bound for Wakayama. I think it's only going to have 4 cars on it because it's so early in the morning. Yeah, that's the case. It's a local for Wakayama. Not many people headed south this morning. There's a vending machine, rather ubiquitous here in Japan. For every 15 people in Japan, there exists one vending machine. Here's our guy running the train. Maybe he'll give us a wave here. Or not. I am at the departure gate. Gate 14. North Concourse. Some sort of a little snack. Ruba snack bar. See way down the hall that way. That's an airplane there. I think that's Thailand Air. And there's a little bitty 737 that I'll be riding on to Dalian. It's already at the gate, although we're an hour and a half away from boarding. Not ridiculously early as always. And down the hall that way, big airport. This place is almost 20 years old. Still thought of as one of the engineering marvels of the world. The first airport built on a man-made island. Bad news is it's sinking. More bad news, the ocean's rising. Oh well, I guess they'll probably be building seawalls around this thing soon. Later. The flight was great. I've arrived in Dalian, China, and here she is. The beautiful young lady. This is Jian, and this is her friend. Okay, here we go. This is Jian about to flag down a taxi. We are outside of her apartment building, which is right there. She lives on the 16th floor. And we are going somewhere. I don't know where. I guess I will find out and report back to you when we get there. The sky is quite clear today compared to what it was yesterday. It almost feels like you can almost inhale without falling over dead. All right, and we're waiting for a taxi. Jen-san! Here we are in a Chinese tailor shop where I don't know what I got going here. Okay. Chinese tailor shop where they just finished taking my measurements to make me a jacket that Jian thinks I simply cannot live without. And that's the material and style that it's going to be. Okay, this is pretty strange. Hello. We're in a restaurant now where Jian will order from this little computer menu before we sit down. And this lady will help her.
虾仁就是那种甜酸，有糖醋滚虾球。还有一种什么叫法？你要是甜酸口的，只有这种，就是糖醋的吧？然后这里没有，因为这菜，咱家整道菜有一些更新的，这个也没更新，但是这应该有这老菜。
It's all Greek to me, or should I say Chinese? Continuing adventures in China. We're having lunch at a really cool restaurant.
This time, people.
But I don't know what I'm eating. I tried to find out if it was animal, vegetable, or mineral. It's delicious, but I don't know what it is. It looks like some kind of squishy fish, but it's not fish.
No seafood.
So I don't know what it is. But it's pretty good, so I'm going back to eating now. We have just finished our awesome meal. That was the shrimp. It was delightful. Still not quite sure what the goofy looking stuff in that was, but it was delicious. We had fried rice. And this big casserole thing here that we're not going to be able to finish at all. It has potatoes and green peppers, squash, water chestnuts, potatoes in a delightful sauce. It was just wonderful. It's interesting, in Japan, you can't park anywhere. In China, any place you can fit a car, you can put it. Nobody cares. Interesting. Okay, I've survived my massage. Didn't think I was going to there for a while, but indeed, I'm still amongst the living. And we're in a taxi on our way back to Jian's house, and it's quite lovely. They got holiday decorations all over, so I will risk the life of my camera. Anyway, it's quite lovely. And I survived the massage. It was like being on that thin line between pleasure and pain. But I came out of it feeling great. Okay, more later. Well, here we are in Jian's apartment. Bedroom. Small, but very comfortable. And lots of shelving. It's all... The walls are just covered with shelving, closets and whatnot. And a nice window outside. We'll look more outside here in a minute. And they have very nice doors, nicely appointed, beautiful real wood doors. Bathroom with a shower that's just a little bit small for me, but it works. Nice washing machine and modern appliances and so forth. This is the kitchen. Small but functional. And this is the living room, sitting room. We have our computers here. Nice big comfortable sofa. This is very interesting. It's a clothes drying, clothes hanging apparatus that runs off a set of pulleys and a crank there on the wall. So you can crank them down, put the clothes on, crank them up. They don't use this at all in Japan because they don't have high ceilings. Here the ceiling is every bit of 10 feet, so there's plenty of room for that. And her TV, this is the CCTV network, which is Chinese news, all in English. And very helpful, interesting to watch. And this is a secondary room. I guess it would be considered a second bedroom. Again, lots of built-in shelving and spacing and whatnot. And all kinds of windows. And we'll take a shot outside the window here in the living room in a moment. The outside of the window's rather dirty, difficult to clean. That's a lot of the smog causing that. But yesterday was quite clear and nice, and actually today is quite clear as well, as you can kind of see. That's out looking over the ocean. I don't know if that's the Sea of China or exactly what. But then as I pan back around, down there, and I'll try and zoom in on it, is a sledding hill, man-made snow and whatnot. I'm not panning well here. There we go. And get man-made snow and not a very steep slope, and of course I'm doing a terrible job of photographing that. But it's a little play area. Pretty popular among the locals. Oh, I'm sorry, this is just dreadful, but I'm having a hard time with my telephoto thing here. As best I can tell, downtown Dalian lies off in that direction. It's a bit hard for me to determine that. The city is huge. Apparently, approximately 6 million people live in Dalian, China, and yet no one's almost never heard of the place. So that's kind of weird, but they drive on the right-hand side here, so that's all good. Anyway, we're on the 16th floor, and there you have an idea what it looks like. Amazing. We took a taxi downtown. I guess I'm calling it downtown yesterday. In the taxi for a half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. Traveled probably 30 miles, 20 miles, I don't know, long distance. $5 for the taxi. Amazingly cheap. We had an amazing lunch at a seafood restaurant where we had 4 large Chinese type dishes. We had a wonderful shrimp thing and a vegetable thing and a salad thing and a big thing of fried rice and so forth. The entire meal, about $6, and just delightful. Anyway, catch you later. Bye. We are now at a delightful Korean barbecue style restaurant, and we are here with Jian's parents. Jian's mother, Mama-san, Jian's father, Jian, and once again way too much food. Too much food. So here we are outside the American consulate in Shenyang, China. I'm running out of battery power, so I'll make this real quick. We're trying to flag down a taxi. I gotta hide on the street. That's Jian flagging down a taxi, because when they see me, they don't want to pick me up. I think it's got something to do with their shock absorbers. Later.